Hello guys, let's take a look at another middle school number sense test from TMSCA. This is test number 2 from the year 2008-2009. My name is Ashish Gandhi, and if you have any questions, please feel free to send me an email. So question number 1 is 16 square. 16 squared is 256. I expect you all to memorize the squares of all the numbers from 1 to 30. The second question is 13 divided by 4 in the form of a decimal. So this is equal to 3.25. Question 3. 2 by 3 multiplied by 9 by 8 in the form of a fraction. So clearly you can cancel 2 with 8. So we have 4 in the denominator and 3 with 9. So we have 3 in the numerator. 3 in the numerator. So what we get is 3 over 4 as the answer. 11 to the power 1 minus 11 to the power 0. Anything raised to the power 0 is 1. So this number is nothing but 1, and then 11 to the power 1 is 11, so 11 minus 1 will be 10. 7 over 8 in the form of a percentage, so essentially they're asking is 7 over 8 multiplied with 100. So 4 times 2, 4 times 25. So 7 times 25 is 175, and that divided by 2 is 87.5%. 94 in Roman numeral format. So 100 is represented by C. And in order to write 90, we write X on the left side of C. So this becomes 90. And then to write 4, we write I to the left of V. So that makes it 4. Question 7. What is 25 times 56? One easy way to do this is to write 25 as 100 over 4 and then multiply it with 56. So 56 divided by 4 is 14. So 14 times 100 is 1400. Question 8. 7/8 minus 2/3. One way to do that is to cross multiply. So 7 times 3 is 21 and 8 times 2 is 16, and then divided by, we just multiply the denominator. So 8 times 3 is 24. So the answer to this is 5 over 24. Question 9. 513 minus 315. So this is clearly 198. So think of 513 as 515. So 515 minus 315 is 200. So and then we subtract 2 and then we get 198. Question number 10. 298 times 404. They are expecting an approximate answer over here. So 298, you can think of this as 300. And 404, you can think of this as 400. So 3 times 4 is 12, and then we just simply add 4 zeros at the end. So the answer is 120,000. Question 11. 14 divided by 5 in the form of a decimal. So this is nothing but 14 over 5, right? So one easy way to do this is you multiply numerator and denominator by 2, right? So we get 28 over 10, and now it's very easy. You can just write 2.8 as the answer. Question number 12. 28 plus 7 divided by 6 minus 1 divided by 6. A lot of students do mistake in these type of questions, and the reason is they add the numbers before they divide. So they may add 28 to 7 and then divide by 6. The rule that you have to follow over here is that we need to divide the numbers first. So imagine there is a parenthesis around 7 divided by 6 and there is a parenthesis around 1 divided by 6. So let's do this first. So we have 28 plus, so this is 7 over 6 minus 1 over 6. So what is 7 over 6 minus 1 over 6? So we get 28 plus. So because the denominators are same, they are both 6, we can subtract 1 from 7. So this becomes 6 over 6, which is nothing but 1. So the answer to this question is 29. Question number 13. 3 5 by 8 times 8. So let's convert this number as improper fraction, this mixed fraction as improper fraction. So 8 times 3 is 24. 24 plus 5 is 29. So this is nothing but 29 over 8 multiplied by 8. So 8 and 8 cancels. So the answer is 29. Question 14. 32 ounces is equal to what percentage of 1 gallon? So we know that 128 ounces is equal to 1 gallon, right? So 64 ounces is equal to half gallon, and then 32 ounces will be equal to 1/4 of a gallon. But the answer has to be in terms of percentage. So if it is 1/4, that means the percentage is 25. Question 15. This Roman number has to be converted into an Arabic number. So we know that M is equal to 1000 and C is 100. So this is 1100, and then this is 10, and then we have 3. So this means this is 1113. Question 16, which is smaller, 7 over 11 or 8 over 13? So one way to do this is to cross multiply and then compare the numerators. So 7 times 13 is 91. So the first fraction is 91 over 11 times 13. So we need not worry about the denominators over here. And the second number will have the numerator 11 times 8. So that will be 88 over the same number, 11 times 13. So let's compare 91 with 88, which is smaller. Clearly 88 is smaller, so therefore the answer will be 8 over 13. Question 17. What is the greatest common factor of 57 and 114? 57 times 2 is 114. So it is clearly a factor of 114, and it is the greatest factor. So the answer will be 57. Question 18. 13 over 25 in the form of percentage. So that means they're asking us to multiply this by 100, and then 100 divided by 25 is clearly 4. 13 times 4 is 52. So the answer is 52%. Question 19. 62 times 68. One way to do this is to think of 62 as 60 plus 2, and then 68 as 60 plus 8. And thereafter we just multiply 60 with 60, so that's 3600, and then 60 with 8, that is 480, and then 60 with 2, that is 120. So 480 plus 120 is 600, and then 2 times 8, which is 16. So the answer to this is 3600 plus 600, which is 4200, and plus 16 is 4216. Of course, you have to do all of this mentally, as there is no scratch work which is allowed in this test. Question 20. They are expecting an approximate answer over here. 5 7/8 times 7 1/3 times 8 times 3 1/2. So 5 7/8 you can approximate this as 6. 7 1/3, you can approximate this as 7. And then we have times 8. And then 3.5 can be written as 7/2. So this 2 will cancel with this 8. So we have 4 over here. So 6 times 7 is 42. So 42 times 4 times 7 is 28. So you can approximate this as 40 times 30. And then the answer to this is 1200. So that should be close enough. Question 21, the mode of these numbers. Remember, mode is the most frequently occurring number. So let's see which number occurs the most frequently. So looks like 3 occurs only once, 7 also occurs only once, 6 also occurs once, and we have 2 4s over here. So clearly the mode is 4. 5 also occurs once. So the answer is 4. Question 22, 65 squared. So basically it is 65 times 65. Whenever you have the last digit as 5 and it is multiplied with another number that also has the last digit 5, I want you to remember this step. Step number 1 is write 25. So 5 times 5 is 25. And then you take the number 6 in this case and multiply it with the next number, which is 7. So 6 times 7 is 42. So the answer is 4225. Question 23, what is 103 times 114? So again, think of this as 100 plus 3 times 100 plus 14. So 100 times 100 is 10,000. And then 14 times 100 is 1400. And 3 times 100 is 300. So we have plus 1700. And then 14 times 3 is 42. So the answer to this question will be 11,742. Question 24, 13 times 13 minus 13 times 23. In this question, you need not multiply these numbers because 13 is the greatest common factor between these two and these two. So we can take 13 common, and what we get inside is 13 minus 23. So 13 minus 23 is minus 10. So 13 times minus 10 is minus 130. That would be the answer. Question 25, the additive inverse of 2/3. So the additive inverse of a number is a number when we add it to the original number, the answer should be 0. So the additive inverse will be minus 2/3. Question 26, 25 times 11 times 24. So one way to do this question is to multiply 25 with 24. So 25 times 24 is 600, and then we have 600 times 11. So 11 times 6 is 66, and then we add 2 zeros at the end. So the answer is 6600. The other way to do this question is to multiply 11 with 24. So that will be 264, and then you have to multiply that by 25. So you can basically write 100/4 in place of 25, and then clearly 264 is divisible by 4, so we get 66 over here, and 66 times 100 is 6600. So we get the same answer, but this may take a few extra seconds. Question 27, the area of a parallelogram with base 1.1 and height 2.3 is how much? So, we have a parallelogram, something like this. The base is 1.1 and the height is 2.3. So the area of a parallelogram is base times height. So in this case, it's 1.1 times 2.3. So this is nothing but 2.53. Question 28, 2.9 meters in kilometers. So in order to convert meters to kilometers, we need to divide the number by 1000. So in that case, we have 0.0029 as the answer in kilometers. Question 29, 201 divided by 7 in mixed number. So when we divide 201 by 7, 7 times 2 is 14, remainder is 6, and 7 times 8 is 56, and the remainder is 5. So clearly the number is 28, 5/7. Question 30, the answer needs to be approximate. The product of 39 times 40 times 41. So in this case, we can approximate 39 as 40 and 41 also as 40. So essentially we have 40 times 40 times 40. So 4 times 4 is 16, and 16 times 4 is 64, and then we just simply add the 3 zeros at the end, 1, 2, 3. So 64,000 is an approximate answer. Question 31, $6.45 is equal to how many nickels? So nickels is 5 cents. So we have 645 cents. So essentially the question is 645 divided by 5. So clearly 5 times 12 is 60, remainder is 4, 45. 5 times 9 is 49. So the answer is 129 nickels. Question 32, 18% of 18. So essentially this is 18 over 100 times 18. So 18 times 18 is 324, and that divided by 100 is 3.24. So once again, it is very important that you memorize the squares. So 18 times 18 is 324, and when we divide that by 100, we get 3.24. Question 33, 0.72, where 72 number is recurring in the form of a fraction. So clearly you have to do this mentally, but essentially let x is equal to 0.727272. So this is how we do it. And then if you multiply x by 100, you get 100x is equal to 72.7272, and so on. So if we subtract x from this, so 0.7272 dot dot dot, what we get on the left side is 99x, and what we get on the right side is the recurring portion of this number actually cancels out, and what we get is 72. So divide both sides by 99. So this 99 cancels. So we get x is equal to 72 over 99. But 72 is nothing but 8 times 9, and 99 is 11 times 9. So you can cancel 9 and 9. So the answer is 8 over 11. Question 34, 5/3/4 times 5/1/4 in a mixed number format. So one way to do this problem is to think of the first number as 5 plus 3/4, and then we are multiplying it with the second number, which is 5 plus 1/4. So 5 times 5 is 25, and then 5 times 1/4 is 5/4. 3/4 times 5 is 15 over 4, and then 3/4 times 1/4 is 3 over 16. So 5/4 plus 15/4 is 20 over 4, which is nothing but 5. So this is 25 plus 5 plus 3/16. So the answer is 33/16. Question 35, 66 2/3 percentage of 48. So 66 2/3 percentage is nothing but 2/3. So 2/3 of 48, 48 divided by 3 is 16, so we get 32. Question 36. A hexahedron has how many edges? A hexahedron is a solid figure that has 6 faces. So a solid cube is a hexahedron. It has 6 faces. So the number of edges in a cube are 4 on the top, 4 at the bottom, that's 8, and then 2 on left side and 2 on the right side, so that's 12. Question 37, minus 5 times 9 times minus 3. So minus occurs twice over here, so it basically cancels out. So minus times minus is plus basically, so we need not worry about the minus sign. So 5 times 9 is 45, and 45 times 3 is 135. Question 38, what is the product of 32 and 41? So one way to do this is to think of 32 multiplied with 40 plus 1. So 32 times 40 is 1280, and then you add 32 to it. So this will be 2131. So 1312 will be the answer. Question 39, 1 gallon is equal to how many cubic inches? So this is 231 cubic inches. You would have to memorize several conversions. So 1 gallon is equal to 4 quarts, which is equal to 8 pints, which is equal to 128 ounces, and which is equal to 231 cubic inches. So you would have to memorize these conversions. Question number 40, square root of 26,262, and they are expecting an approximate answer over here. So one way to do this is think of this as 2, 6, Question 40, what is the square root of 26,262? So we know that 16 times 16 is 256. So 16 times 16 is 256. So if we have 256 and we have zeros at the end, so basically if we have 25,600, then we can write this as 256 times 100. So essentially we can approximate 26,262 as 256 multiplied by 100. So the square root of 256 is 16, and the square root of 100 is 10. So 16 times 10 is 160. Question 40. What is the square root of 26,262? So since they are expecting an approximate answer, what I'm going to do is I'm going to approximate 26,262 as 25,600. And the reason why I did that was I know that 256 is a perfect square because 16 times 16 is 256. So I approximated 26,262 as 25,600. So I can rewrite this as 256 times 100. So this is nothing but 16 square times 10 square. So the answer will be 16 times 10, which is equal to 160. So the approximate answer is 160. Question 41. If 2 times x plus 2 is equal to minus 6, then what is the value of x? So this can be written as 2x plus 4 equal to minus 6. So I can subtract 4 from both sides. So I get 2x is equal to minus 10. So divide both sides by 2. So x is equal to minus 5. Question 42. 42 base 5 needs to be converted into a number in base 10. So 42 base 5 means that the 1's value is over here, that's 2, and the 5's value, which is 5 to the power 1 value, is 4. So in order to convert this into a base 10, we multiply 5 with 4 and then add it to the product of 1 times 2. So 5 times 4 is 20 and 1 times 2 is 2. So the answer will be 22. Question 43. What is the product of 111 and 48? One way to do this question is to multiply the number 8 over here with 1 over here and write 8, and then multiply the number 4 with 11 and write 44 over here. Thereafter, multiply the outer numbers. So 11 times 8, so that's 88, and then multiply the inner numbers, which is 4 times 1, which is 4. So 88, add that number to 4, so we get 92. So write 2 over here and 9 will be carry over like this, and then what we get is 28, and 9 plus 4 is 13, 1 carry over, and then 1 plus 4 is 5. So the answer to this question will be 5328. Question 44. The measure of an interior angle of a regular hexagon is. So in a regular hexagon, all the angles are equal, and the total angle or the sum of the angles inside a hexagon is equal to 720 degrees. So since there are 6 sides in a hexagon, there are 6 angles. So each angle is equal to 720 degrees divided by 6. So that's equal to 120 degrees. So that would be the answer. Question 45. The diameter of a circle with area 25 pi. So we know that the area of a circle is given by pi r square. That's given to us 25 pi in this case. So if we cancel pi and pi on both sides, r square is equal to 25. So that means r is equal to 5. and therefore diameter is equal to 2 times r, and in this case that would be 10. Question 46, minus 17 square, that is simply minus 289. Question 47, 2 to the power minus 3. So this is nothing but 1 over 2 to the power 3. So that's equal to 1 over 8. Question 48, if x square is equal to 11 and x is less than 0, so that means x is negative, then the value of x is equal to what? So if x square is equal to 11, then x will be equal to plus or minus square root 11. So there are two values of x that would satisfy this equation over here, plus square root 11 and minus square root 11. The condition that is given to us over here in this problem is that x is less than 0, so we will select minus square root 11 as the answer. Question 49, the difference between the supplement and complement of a 49-degree angle is how many degrees? So the supplement of 49 degrees is 180 minus 49. So that will be equal to 131. The complement of 49 degrees is 90 minus 49, and that's equal to 41. So the question is, what is the difference between the supplement and complement? So essentially they're asking what is S minus C. So in this case, this will be 1 minus 1 is 0 and 13 minus 4 is 9. So the answer is 90 degrees. Question 50, they are expecting an approximate answer for this question. 67% of 26,625. So I know that 67% is very close to 2 over 3, because 2 over 3 is 66.66%. So 2 over 3 multiplied by, if you look at this number 26,625, I can approximate this number as 27,000. And one reason why I chose 27,000 over here is because I can divide 27,000 by 3. So when I do that, I get 9,000. So 2 times 9,000 is 18,000. So that would be an approximate answer. Question 51, 2/3 is equal to how many percent in a mixed number? So 2/3 times 100 is 200 over 3, and this is equal to 66 2 over 3. So 66 2 over 3%. Question 52, if 4 pencils cost $0.64, so essentially this is 64 cents, then 1 dozen pencils cost how many dollars? So if 4 pencils cost 64 cents, 1 dozen is 12, costs how many cents or how many dollars? So clearly 4 times 3 is 12, so we need to multiply 64 cents times 3 as well to find out the cost of 1 dozen pencils. So 64 times 3 is equal to 192 cents. So in terms of dollars, this will be 1.92. Question 53, what is the sum of 1 plus 3 plus 5 all the way to 21? So one way to do this problem is to take the sum of the first number and the last number and then divide that by 2. So 1 plus 21 divided by 2, so this is nothing but 22 by 2, which is 11. So this is the average for this series. What this means is that all the numbers in this series can be replaced by this average number 11 over here. So the next question is, how many numbers are there in this series? So there are 11 numbers in this series, and each number can be assumed as 11 because 11 is the average. So 11 times 11 will be the sum of this series, which is equal to 121. Question 54. What is 13 to the power 5 divided by 13 to the power 3? So this is nothing but 13 to the power 2, which is 169. Question 55. 0.01 with 0.1 recurring needs to be converted to a fraction. So basically, and again you have to do this mentally, but x is equal to 0.01, 01, 01 and so forth. So 100x is equal to 1.01, 01, 01 and so forth. So if I subtract x from this, I can get rid of the reckoning numbers. So on the left side I get 99x, and on the right side I get 1. So x is equal to 1 over 99 in fraction format. So this will be 1 over 99. Question 56. 12 feet times 15 feet times 33 feet equal to how many yard cube? So we know that 3 feet is equal to 1 yard. So if I convert each one of these numbers into yards, then I will get the answer in yard cube. So 4 feet, 12 feet is equal to 4 yards. 15 feet is equal to 3 yards, and 33 feet is equal to 11 yards. So the question is 4 times 3 times 11. So 4 times 3 is 12. 12 times 11 is 132. So the answer is 132 yard cube. Question 57. The fifth triangular number is. So this is essentially the same as asking what is the sum of all the numbers starting from 1 all the way to 5. So we know that this is equal to, again we can use the same method that we used in question 53. What is the average number in this series? That's equal to 1 plus 5 divided by 2. And then how many numbers are there in this series? There are 5 numbers. So 1 plus 5 is 6. 6 over 2 is 3. 3 times 5 is 15. So that's the answer. Question 58. What is the product of 7 1/4 and 1 1/4? One easy way to do this question, 58, is to multiply the whole numbers first. So 7 times 1 is 7, and plus multiply the fractions with each other. 1/4 times 1/4 is 1/16. And then the third step is add the whole numbers, 7 plus 1 in this case, that's 8, and multiply it with one of the fractions in this case, since both of them are identical. So 8 times 1 by 4. So that's equal to 2, and now we will add these three numbers. So 7 plus 2 is 9, and then we just add 116 to it. So the answer to this in mixed number format will be 9 1 over 16. Question 59, 7 divided by 40 in decimal format. So think of this as 7 divided by 4, and then we can divide this answer by 10. So 7 divided by 4 is nothing but 1.75, and that divided by 10 will give us 0.175, because if you divide 7 by 4, 4 times 1 is 4, and then remainder is 3. 4 times 7 is 28, remainder is 2, and 4 times 5 is 20. So it's 1.75, and then we divide further by 10, and we get 0.175. Question 60. They are expecting an approximate answer for this question. Square root of 1015 times 29. So I can approximate square root of 1015 as 900, and then I can approximate 29 as 30. So this will give us 30 times 30, and the answer is close to 900. Question 61. The slope of the line 2x minus 6y equal to 3 is. So we know that the equation of a line is y is equal to mx plus b, where m is the slope of the line. So if I can write this equation in this format and then look at the coefficient of x, that would give us the slope. So the equation that is given is 2x minus 6y is equal to 3. So I want the y term on the left side of equal to sign and everything else on the right side. So one way to do that is I can subtract 2x from both sides. So what I get is minus 6y is equal to minus 2x plus 3. If you notice, there is 1 as the coefficient of y over here in the standard format of the equation. So I need to get rid of this minus 6. Since minus 6 is multiplied to y, I can divide throughout by minus 6. So this cancels. So I get y is equal to, and then this minus and minus cancels. 2 over 6 is 1/3 of x, and 3 over minus 6 is nothing but minus 1 over 2. So now let's compare the standard format for the equation with the equation that we have. Clearly you can see that the coefficient of x is 1/3 in this case, and that is what the slope m is. So the answer is 1 over 3. Question 62. This set has how many improper subsets? So the set that is improper, or the subset that is improper, is the one that has all the elements of the original set. So there is only one such subset, so the answer will be 1. Question 63. If 34 with base b is equal to 25 with base 10, then what is the value of base b? So 34 with base b is given to be equal to 25 base 10. So what this means is that the 1's value is 4, and then the b's value in this case is 3. So essentially 3b plus 4, so we multiply b with 3 and add it with the product of 1 and 4. So 3b plus 4 is equal to 25. So subtract 4 from both sides. So 3b is equal to 21. Then we divide both sides by 3. So b is equal to 7. Question 64. 169 raised to the power half. So this is nothing but taking the square root of 169, which is equal to 13. Question 65. What is the square root of 48? So 48 is nothing but 16 times 3. And since square root of 16 is 4, we can write 4 square root 3 as the answer. Question 66. The volume of a cube with edge square root 3 is how much? The volume of a cube is equal to the cube of the sides or the edge. So in this case, a is given to be square root 3. So this is nothing but square root 3 cube, which will be 3 square root 3. So that would be the answer. Question 67. What is 11,101 square? So the trick that we use for this question is we simply count the number of ones. So the number of ones in this case is equal to 5. So the answer to this question will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is where we stop, and then we start going down. So 4, 3, 2, 1. That would be the answer. So if the question was 1, 1, 1 square, in that case, again, we count the number of ones. So there are 3 ones. So the answer to this will be 1, 2, 3. We stop at 3 and then we start going down. 2, 1. Okay. Question 68. 2x minus 3 times 2x plus 3. So this is nothing but a minus b times a plus b. And you should know this formula. So this will be equal to a square minus b square. So a in this case is 2x. So the square of 2x will be 4x square. And then b in this case is 3. So the square of b is 9. So 4x square minus 9 is the answer. Question 69. If the expression x minus 4 times x minus a simplifies to x square plus 3x minus 28, then a is equal to how much? So I know that when we multiply these two expressions, we get x times x is x square, and then minus 4 times x is minus 4x, and then x times minus a is minus ax, and then minus 4 times minus a is 4a. So one way to do that is we just compare 4a with minus 28. So 4a is equal to minus 28. So that means if we divide both sides by 4, a will be equal to minus 7. So the answer is minus 7. Question 70. What is the value of pi to the power 7? So the expectation over here is that you memorize the values of pi from pi to the power 1 to all the way to pi to the power 10. That way you can save time in the test. So pi to the power 7 is equal to approximately 3000. Question 71. The probability of rolling a perfect cube number on a pair of dice is. So when we roll a pair of dice, the range of numbers that we can get are 2 to 12, right? So when we get 1 on each of the dice, the total is 2, and when we get 6 on each of the dice, we get a total of 12. So the range of numbers that we can get are anywhere from 2 to 12. So the only number that is a perfect cube in this range of 2 to 12 is 8, because 2 cube is equal to 8. So how can we get 8? We can get 8 if we have 2 on the first dice and 6 on the other one, or we can have 6 on the first dice and 2 on the second one. We can also get 8 when we get 3 on the first dice and 5 on the other one, or we can get 5 on the first one and 3 on the other one. The last possible way how we can get 8 is when we get 4 on each of the dice. So there are 5 ways how we can get a total of 8. The probability of getting a combination of 2 and 6 is 1 by 6 multiplied by 1 by 6, because the probability of getting 2 on the first dice is 1 over 6, and the probability of getting 6 on the other dice is also 1 over 6. So the probability of getting 2 on the first and 6 on the second is 1/6 times 1/6, which is 1 over 36. And similarly, the probability of getting 6, 2, 3, 5 and so forth is also 1 over 36. So since we have 5 such combinations, the probability of getting 8 is 5 over 36. So that's the answer. Question 72. If the hypotenuse of a 30, 60, 90 right triangle measures 12, then the long leg is equal to how much? So let's take a look at the 30, 60, 90 triangle. So it looks something like this. This is the 90-degree angle. Let's say this is the 30-degree angle, and this is the 60-degree angle. So the hypotenuse of this triangle is given to be 12. The question is, what is the length of the long leg? The long leg is opposite to the larger of the two angles. So 60 degrees is larger than 30 degrees, so the long leg will be this one, and the short leg will be opposite to 30 degrees. So this will be this side will be the short leg. So in a 30, 60, 90 right triangle, the hypotenuse is equal to 2 times the length of the short leg. So the hypotenuse in this case is 12, therefore the short leg is going to be 6, and the long leg is root 3 times the short leg. So since the short leg is 6, the long leg will be 6 times root 3. So basically, in any 30, 60, 90 triangle, the hypotenuse is 2x, and the side opposite to 60 degrees is x square root 3, and the side opposite to 30 degrees is x. So therefore, in this case, the long leg is equal to 6 times root 3. Question 73. 66 feet per second is equal to how many miles per hour? So the relationship between feet per second in miles per hour is 60 miles per hour is equal to 88 feet per second. So therefore 66 feet per second is equal to x miles per hour. So one way to do this is to cross multiply. So x times 88 and 66 times 60. So what we get over here is 88x is equal to 60 times 66. So now we can divide both sides by 11. So we can further simplify this by dividing both sides by 4. We get 2 over here and we get 15 over here, and then we can divide both sides by 2 and we get 3 over here. So x is equal to 15 times 3, which is 45. So the answer is 45 miles per hour. Question 74. 13 base 5 plus 21 base 5 is equal to what number in base 5? One way to do this is to convert each of these numbers into base 10 and then add them, and thereafter convert the number into base 5. 13 base 5 is nothing but, here we have the ones number and over here we have the fives number. So the ones number is 3 and the fives number is 1. So 5 times 1 plus 1 times 3, so that's equal to 5 plus 3 equal to 8. So this number is 8 in base 10. Similarly, 21 base 5, we have the ones number and then we have the fives number. So the fives number is 2 and the ones number is 1. So 5 times 2 plus 1 times 1 is equal to 10 plus 1, which is equal to 11. So when we add these two numbers, we get 19. And now we have to convert this number 19 into base 5. So the number 19 has to be converted into base 5. So the base 5 will have, this will have the ones and this will be the fives. So how many fives are there in the number 19? So there are 3 fives, because 5 times 3 is 15 and the remainder is 4. So how many ones are there? There are 4 ones. So the answer is 34 base 5. So we write 34 over here. Question 75. The smallest palindrome larger than 398 is. So the number which is larger than 398 is 404. Question 76. A to the power 4 times b times c to the power 3 times a to the power 3 times b times c is equal to what? So when the bases are same, we can add the powers or the exponents. So let's take a look at the a. A has an exponent 4 over here and an exponent 3 over here. So we can add those exponents. So this will become a to the power 7. Now b is raised to the power 1 over here. So the exponent is 1 here, and also the exponent is 1 over here. So this will be times b with an exponent of 2, because 1 plus 1 adds to 2. And now for c we have 3 plus 1, so that would become 4. So that would be the answer. Question 77. Pi by 3 radians is equal to how many degrees? We know that pi radians is equal to 180 degrees. So pi is equal to 180. So if we divide both sides by 3, this will be 60 degrees. That will be the answer. Question 78. How many diagonals can be drawn from a vertex of an undecagon. Undecagon has 11 sides. So the number of diagonals that you can draw from a vertex of any polygon with sides n is equal to n minus 3. So in this case, n is equal to 11. So the number of diagonals that we can draw from a vertex will be 11 minus 3, which is 8. Question 79. The number of elements in a set that has 15 proper subsets is how many? So we know that if the number of elements in a set is n, the number of proper subsets is equal to 2 to the power n minus 1. So in this case, what's given to us is 2 to the power n minus 1 is equal to 15. So I add 1 on both sides. So this cancels. So I get 2 to the power n is equal to 16. So what is the value of n? So I know that 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 is 16. So therefore n is equal to 4. So if we have a set that has 4 elements, the number of proper subsets will be equal to 15. Question 80. They are expecting an approximate answer over here. What is 27,952 divided by 29 equal to? So in this case, one way to do this is to approximate this number as 28,000, since this is very close to 28,000, and since we are dividing by 29, in order to make it easier, we can divide this by 28. So I'm approximating 29 to 28. So this will give me an answer of 1,000, and that should be close enough.